YouTube friends and teachers and homeschoolers. This is Elizabeth with an S with another science activity. This one is called the helicopter, and it is related to turning forces, specifically on a vertical axis. Now, before doing this activity, obviously you would have needed to discuss forces and what the different types of forces do, and the fact that some forces can cause objects to spin. So once you've done that, then you can proceed with this particular activity. Now, this activity only requires a piece of paper and a ruler and some scissors. Now, depending on the age group, you may want to cut this out ahead of time, but I think it gives them a really great opportunity to practice their measuring skills. So you can have have them mark all the areas with a pencil, just the way that I've done here. If you feel that you don't want to do that, you can make one of these and photocopy it many, many times. And then if you have that particular resource available. If you don't, use some scrap paper and have them measure it out first, draw it on the board for them, or show them what it should look like first, and then have them do all the measuring. Anyway, so what you need is a strip of paper that is 8 centimeters by 2 centimeters in length, and 8 centimeters is about 3 inches. Let's see, let's measure it. It is 3 and about 1/4 inches long, and then 2 centimeters or 1.5 inches in length. So I've already cut mine out here like that. And then what you want to do is you're going to do a couple more cuts and folds. And I've indicated the cuts with the solid line and the folds with the dotted lines. So you're going to make a cut down the center of the strip about 3.5 centimeters in length. Just like that. Now I've put little marks on my paper, so I know what I'm doing. But there you have it. So something like that. And then you're going to make some little cuts, not all the way through, some little cuts about a centimeter below the cut. So that's 4.5 centimeters down the strip. And you're going to just make 2 little cuts on either side, like this. And then you have the little cuts there. And then you're going to fold the bottom sides that are underneath the slits over, so it looks like that. Okay? And then you're going to fold down these blades. In essence, it's going to be helicopter blades. You're going to fold it one side in one direction and one side in the other direction. And there you have your helicopter that's made. And so what you're going to do is you're going to, you can have this, your kids, stand on a table or on a chair or on a step ladder, whatever it is that you feel is safe, and just let them drop the helicopter and it should spin like this. So let me do it and I'll show you what it should look like. So as you saw, the helicopter rotates on the vertical axis, obviously this being the vertical axis. So it's going to rotate this way. Now, if the helicopter does not rotate after being dropped, you should try changing the length of the blades. So this cut, maybe it's too long or it's too short, and the length of the base here, this part. So you just, you could just keep trying. Sometimes kids overcut, and so it's all part of a learning experience. Or you could give them a variety of measurements and ask them which one made the best helicopter. So those are some things that you could do. You also could try different types of paper if you have that available to you, maybe some craft paper, some cardstock, if that's available to you. If not, this is fine, and you can get the idea across just as well without doing, spending some extra money on there. So basically what happens is in a helicopter, the rotor blades, that's these here, they rotate at a really big speed and push air downwards. So the force causes the machine to rise up. So what is happening here in our helicopter is actually just the opposite. As it's moving down, the air starts acting upwards, causing the blades to rotate, and that's why we call it a helicopter. So now the question is that you want to ask your students is, why are the blades rotating? Now, if you look really carefully at the blades, you will see very carefully, and may have to point this out to the students, you will see that the blades are actually slightly tilted. When it falls, the air acts upwards on the blades, and basically this causes a loss in momentum of the wind, and that then causes a gain in momentum for the blade. The blades are inclined in opposite directions in relation to the axis, so they're tilted this way and the axis is that way. And so therefore the momentum causes this turning force, which makes the blades rotate around the vertical axis. So you could do a couple of different things with this. You could try something really large with it within the same proportions. You could try something really small and see if they move differently. And then have the students explain why they move differently. Maybe make this base really heavy, so make it extra long and see what happens. Make more slits for the blades and find out what happens with the movement. Will it change? Will it not change? And then you can even relate this to something in biology. You could talk about seeds that look like helicopters. If you live in a place that has seeds like that, and explain and talk about seeds that use different kind of flying methods for dispersal. So there's that as well, to bring in some other natural history. So that is the helicopter, the turning force of vertical axis. If you've liked this video and my channel, please do subscribe. If you have other activities related to turning forces that you know of, please share them below. Share the link in the comments below. If you have a topic that you think you would like to have an activity on, please also put that in the comments below. I can't guarantee that I'll find something super, super cheap, like just a piece of paper, but it's a possibility it could be out there. So hope you've enjoyed this video. In the next video that I'm going to do, I am going to talk about turning forces on a horizontal axis. The explanation is basically the same, but again, it gives the kids something different to do. So see you next time.